Why couldn't the bicycle stand on its own? It was too tired.
It's draw time with Mr. Mayberry. Time to draw.
Well, hello and welcome to Draw Time with Mr. Mayberry. I'm Mr. Mayberry and this is Summer Fun Week on Draw Time, so we're going to be drawing pictures of things that are fun to do in the summer. Now remember, you can use any kind of paper you like. I like to use copy paper. And remember, you can use any type or size pencil. Now today we're going to be drawing a picture of a bicycle. So let's get started. It's time to draw. Okay, today we're drawing a bicycle, and I'm going to start by using a circle shape. This is actually a lid that I'm going to trace. Now, I want to let you know, sometimes it's okay to use things to start off with, shapes to trace with. And in this case, the reason I'm doing it is so that I get a uniform tire, front and back. They'll be the same. And so I trace that, and I'm going to leave about an inch and a half maybe between the two. Try to get the bottoms about the same distance from the bottom of the paper. So I'm just starting off with this. You can do freehand, and I could do that, but this will give me more of a perfect shape for the circle. And it would take a lot longer to do the other way, but it's okay at this point just to start off with a circle shape. Now, I could find a little bit smaller circle and put that inside and trace around it, but that might take a while to do that, to find the right one. So I'm going to do the inside of the circle by freehand, and I'm also going to do this by moving the paper around instead of just moving the pencil around. So I can do a little bit of the inside at a time, and I want to figure out about how wide I want the tire to be, and then I'm going to try to keep it that same width all the way around as I draw the inside of the circle. Okay. And of course, riding bikes in the summer can be a fun thing to do. My brother and I used to ride our bikes all over the place, and we lived in a place out in the country where there wasn't a lot of traffic, and we had a real nice road to ride on, and it was a dead-end road, and there was only a couple other houses right close to us, and so there wasn't a lot of traffic. But if you live in a place that has a lot of traffic, of course, you need to make sure that you ride where it's safe to ride. I know some places have bike paths, and some places you have maybe a cul-de-sac you can ride in. But some place where it's safe for you to ride, and make sure you follow the safety rules for riding your bike. It's a fun thing to do, but we want to make sure you do it safely so nobody gets hurt. So here we have our two tires. Put the paper back. You can see the whole thing. Alright, so this is how we're going to start it off. Here's our two tires. Now the next step I want to do is to draw the center of the tire, in the center a circle. Try to get it as close to center as you can. Alright, and then I'm going to build the frame from here. Now I'm going to start off on the front tire and draw a line that slants from the bottom left to the top right in that direction. And then I'm going to draw the other part of this bar here, a parallel line, parallel with this other line, about the width of the pencil in this case. Now you'll have to see how it is on yours. And then I'm going to draw on the back tire a line that goes in the other direction. So I'm going to start off with one side and slant it up the bottom right to the top left, and then draw the other side parallel to the first one, about the same width as this circle here in the center as well. Okay, so here's the first two parts of the frame. Then I'm going to go down here where the pedals will be. Now you don't actually see the chain on this bike. I'm keeping it simple, but then also it would be on the other side of the bike, so we won't see it in this drawing. I'm going to connect to this back tire here, and then I'm also going to draw two lines that connect up to this front bar here on the frame. And then I also want to draw a line, a section that's going to go, it could be parallel with this one, so it's going to go back at a slanted line here. These two are pretty close to parallel. and then these two will be pretty close this way. They go the same direction, at least. They may not be exactly parallel with each other, but you can do it that way. You can make them parallel. Okay, so here's the main parts of the frame. Then I also want to connect a horizontal line here to our horizontal section here. So part of the pipe here as well. So this is our basic design for the frame. Actually, I'm going to extend these out past for where the seat is. Then I can, and up front maybe just a little bit for where the handlebars will go. Then I can go back in here and I'm going to erase some. I'm going to make this the main pipe that goes through the back here. So I'm going to erase inside of it. And then the other pieces I'm going to make it look like they're connected with that. And up here we can do that as well. Alright, so erase all those. And then this front section, actually I think I'll probably keep this because we'll just keep it separate right here like that. Alright, then redraw the lines where you erase. I'm going to also erase inside where the frame overlaps the tires. And I'll redraw the sides if I've erased too much. Down here as well. Alright, so that's the frame. Now I'm going to go back and do the pedals at the bottom. I'm going to start off with a little curve here in the center. I'm going to make the line go down below here for this section of the part that connects the pedal to the rest of the bike. And I'm going to make the line like it's extended up here for the other pedal on the other side. And then I'm going to draw a second line next to that and continue it up on top. Maybe curve it on the end. And then this one I'm going to put the pedal itself. So two horizontal lines that are close together. And then a curve on each end of those. And I'll shade that pedal in. Same thing would happen up here on the top. This is on the far side of the bike so you don't see all of it. Okay, and then up here at the top I'm going to put the seat right here to start off with a horizontal line. And then make a curved line. It's going to start off narrower in the front and then it gets a little bit wider as it goes to the back. Okay, so that's the seat. Let's go ahead and put, before we do the handlebars, let's do the spokes on the tire. I'm going to radiate those out from the center. And you can make as many of these as you want. I'm not going to necessarily count them, but I'm going to try to space them out so it looks visually right to me. So they just kind of go out from the center. Almost looks like a pizza here. But just lines that come out from the center all the way around. Okay, and that's the spokes of the tire. Then the handlebar. Now the handlebar is going to start here right here, and it makes a curve, almost like an S curve around the front and then back this direction. And then we have the grip on the handle, which is going to be like a cylinder. Okay, and then I'm going to make a second line here that curves around and attaches right there. Now this is half of the handlebars, and from this direction you could leave it just like that, but I think to give this picture a little more depth, a little more make it look like it goes back in space, I'm going to draw the second part of the second handlebar that's being overlapped by this one that's closest to it. So I'm going to go a little bit from the edge, make a curve, and then this is going to echo what's down below here. It's going to wrap around until it connects right here. And then I'll show where the grip starts. It actually, since this starts in a little ways from the end, I'm going to make the grip go a little bit past where this one is right here. And so you can go ahead and color things in, and we'll talk about that more when we get to the big picture. But this is our drawing for today, a bicycle.
Well, each day after we're done drawing, I like to take what we've learned and see how we can add that to a larger picture. So let's take some time and see how our big picture is starting off for this week.
Okay, for our big picture this week, I've decided to do something just a little bit different. You can see the page is empty right now. But what I decided to do was to take the drawing that we did for today, which in this case was the bicycle, and to cut it out And then I'm going to make what's called a collage. And collage comes from the French word couleur, which means to paste. And so I'm going to be cutting out our drawings for this week and pasting them onto the big picture. Now, I'm going to start off just by kind of, I'm taping this on there, and after I get a few of the pictures done, I'll start figuring out how I should arrange those to make the most interesting picture overall. And then we might even add some extra color to that as we go along. But this is what I thought I would do, and so this is how our big picture is starting off for this week.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for taking time to draw with me. I hope you'll come back tomorrow, and remember, if you want to be a good artist, do a little drawing every day.
Summer, 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 summertime. Oh yeah, that's a keeper.